You don't get things twisted. Tool is extra fabric, extra steps, extra time. Anybody got time for that? No, it's do what I say, don't do what I do. I'm a rebel. I'm just lazy. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Pilumi, and if it's your first time coming across my channel, you're welcome. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. On this channel I make sewing and craft videos and sometimes random videos like this one. So you don't want to miss. Turn on your notifications so you're notified whenever I upload a video every Friday. Okay, cool. So today's video I want to react and explain myself so that you don't get things twisted. During the week, did it seem work? I need to find that picture. Just give me a minute. Alright, so Love to Sew podcast on Instagram posted this picture. It's gonna be on the screen anyways. And the question was, how much of a sewing rebel are you? It's called the Sewing Confessions Bingo game, and I am 100% sewing rebel. Like, I think I should just call myself a lazy sewist. And after answering all the questions, I was kind of like, how does anything I sew even come out well? But it does. The sewing comes out well, but sometimes I make mistakes. Not mistakes, but sometimes the styles that I envision doesn't come out in the final project. But that's not because I make these sewing errors, or I don't do these things, or I skip these steps. I don't know. I want to just get the finished product. I'm a lazy sewist. That's what I'm gonna say. So I respond and say I'm 100% a sewing rebel, but I need to explain myself, okay? Because I want you to be good sewist. If you're watching my videos and you follow my tutorials, you know, don't be like me. Don't, you know, do what I do. No, it's do what I say, don't do what I do. Okay, so the first thing on the bingo sheet is sew over pins. Yes, I sew over pins because first of all, when I started sewing, I didn't even know it was the wrong thing to do, and then I just got used to it. Plus, sometimes some fabrics are very slippery and you want them to just stay, you know, like aligned while you're sewing. So although I plan on getting those like plastic clips thing, I'm gonna get them soon, but right now I do sew over pins. So I don't pre-wash fabric. Yeah, I don't pre-wash fabric because who has time? And I mostly use African print. I use Ankara. Even if it does shrink, which I haven't noticed, it doesn't shrink that much, so I really don't have time to pre-wash the fabric. So I don't pre-wash. The next thing there is use fabric scissors on paper. This one I try not to do as often, but sometimes when, you know, I'm doing something, I'm in a rush and I just grab my fabric scissors. Yeah, I just use it. Or whenever I want to cut a thread, I just use my fabric scissors instead of using a snip or paper scissors. So I do that sometimes, but I cannot say I've not done it, but I do it sometimes. Not a muslin or tool maker. Yeah, I'm not a muslin or tool maker. Like when I follow this sewist on Instagram, and when I see them making muslin or tool, I'm just like, you guys have time. I mean, I think it's try and error for me, and I don't mind however it comes out, even though sometimes I'm disappointed. I really don't mind how, you know, I learn my mistakes. I know, okay, next time don't add that, or make this smaller, make this bigger. I learn my mistakes. Tool is extra fabric, extra steps, extra time. Anybody got time for that? Follow pattern instructions very loosely. So I recently only started using PDF patterns, and the first one I used was quite straightforward, but I found that I just dropped instructions and I just knew what to do. So yeah, I don't really follow instructions that well. I'm a rebel. Next one is use threads that's on hand. Matching is a bonus. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a big thread collection, but I find that I mostly use black on anything I'm doing. It's mostly black. I can count how many times I've bought like the big black thread cones, and how many times I've bought like white or any other colors. I have other colors, but I mostly use black, so matching is definitely a bonus. Okay, so the next one is cut right into the pattern, no tracing. Yeah, and like I said, I just started using PDF patterns, and when I did assemble all the patterns, I thought to trace out my size only so that I don't have to print again, but I was lazy. I'm just lazy. I'm just lazy, and I just cut out my size straight out. So I need to start tracing my patterns before cutting through. Next one is don't always pin. Well, I think I know I do pin, but I don't always pin. So when it's like a small section, yeah, I don't always pin, but I still overpin when I do pin. Skip the notches and the markings. This one I just forget, not that I intentionally want to do it, but I literally just I forget to do it, and I just hope that everything matches up when it's time to sew. Please let it match up. That's what I do. Don't always finish the seams. I cannot say I haven't done this, because whenever I'm sewing for myself, I don't always take the time to finish all the seams. So yeah, usually when I'm sewing like a skirt, the side seams, I don't always finish the seams. So that's why I don't always do this, but when I'm sewing for myself, most especially, yeah, I don't always finish the seams. No time for basting stitches. What is that? It's only when I started following sewists on Instagram I was hearing about basting stitches. I don't baste stitch. I know they said it's good. Is it basting or stay stitching? Yeah, I don't do that. Guessing with hem measurements, yeah, I don't always measure my hem. I just, you know, eyeball it and fold. Usually if I'm doing like a double fold, I just like eyeball it and it comes out okay. I've mastered how to especially like hem the curved edges without it like being folded on the other side. I've mastered it, okay? So I might share a video on how to do that, how to sew curved hems properly without even measuring. I just, you know, fold and tuck it in and straighten, and yeah. Next one is I don't use pattern weights. Yeah, I don't use pattern weights, although I'm planning on doing like a DIY pattern weights. I've been watching YouTube videos on how to do like DIY pattern weights, so I'm gonna start using pattern weights because I've destroyed half of my pins trying to pin them onto fabric, trying to pin patterns onto fabric. So I need to get pattern weights so I don't have to like pin, especially when the fabric is thick and I'm pinning it to the paper. Yeah, it does bend and break, so I need to get pattern weights. I'm on that, okay? Forget the pressing. This one I don't do that much anymore, because I'm also lazy to press the finished fabric, not the finished garment, when I'm done sewing. So I just learned to just take a deep breath and press as I sew. But before, I would just sew. It's quicker, honestly, to just sew and not press. But I'm lazy to press after sewing, so I'm having the patience now to press as I sew. So yeah, I'm getting better at that. I just have my iron close by, and if you've noticed in my videos, I literally my sewing machine is on my ironing board, so it's on one end and I iron on the other end, so you know it's easier for me now to sew. Before, why I didn't always press as I sewed was because my iron was in a different place and my sewing machine was in a different place, so I was just lazy to get up and press. So right now I'm sewing on my ironing board. I need to get a table where, you know, I can have the ironing board and the sewing machine at the same place. So yeah. Next one is avoid zippers at all costs. You don't know I don't like zippers. And the funny thing is, as an adult, you actually really can't avoid that much in your garments. I I prefer elastic or buttons. I really don't like zippers, and that's because I haven't gotten over the phobia of them. When I started sewing, zippers were the worst thing, and I still carry that mindset a little bit, and I need to get rid of it. And because I know how to sew zippers now, but I still prefer not to sew them. So I try to avoid it, but it's something I have to deal with. Not worried about a changing seam. Well, I don't understand this. Not worried about a changing seam allowance. Oh yeah, sometimes I would set apart 1 inch seam allowance and I end up sewing 3/4 of an inch or 1/2 inch, and I just hope it comes out well. Like, I don't know why I do this. I just I'm like 1 inch is too much. Why did I have to leave with 1 inch? And I just, you know, I change the seam allowance in between a project. Yeah, I do that. Next one is don't trim seam allowances. Not every time. I do sometimes when I want to finish the edges, the raw edges, and it's just too much to, yeah, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Yeah, don't always press fabric before cutting. No, I don't always press fabric, but if I'm working with a lining that's very rumpled, yes, I press it. Yeah, but I don't always press all the fabrics I use. No, nobody has time for that. Yeah, I also gosh, I have a lot of bad habits I need to get rid of. Maybe my sewing will be much better when I start, you know, making notches or tracing the pattern or matching the thread or base stitching or stay stitching. Maybe. Hold pins in mouth. I'm ashamed to say it that I do that. I have a cushion, a pink cushion that I made for myself, but sometimes you just in the morning, it's like and then you put it back. But I do hold pins in my mouth sometimes. It's a nasty thing, but I do. Don't guilt trip me, okay? All right, so that's it, guys. I am officially a sewing rebel, a lazy sewist, if I ever put that myself. So yeah, this is my sewing confessions. I hope you forgive me for all my sewing sins, and I hope you wouldn't make the same sewing sins that I am making, and I hope I change, although it doesn't seem like I'm gonna change immediately. It's bad habits I need to get rid of. I feel like I need to set reminders to always mark my notches. I need to set reminders to always press and stay stitch or basting stitch, or yeah, God help me. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Tell me what are the things that you do or don't do in the comment section below. Tell me your sewing confessions, okay? Let's be sinners together. That doesn't sound right, but anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.